Know thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word of my mouth, and warn them from me.
Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather expose them.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location in Middle Tennessee and examining current events from a biblical perspective, this is Bible News Radio with your hosts, Randall and Stacy Harp.
Hello, people. Hey, can you hear me? You know, the other day I was reading this book. Yeah, I was. Clever crock pot meals. And then I thought, you know what? Hey, I should do a show on this subject. Yeah, I should. So what better person to do this with than not the authors of this book, but one of the people who is actually a trim, healthy mama coach. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my friend Kim, who, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago sent me this book, Trim Healthy Mama. No more fads. Right there. See that? Anyway, Kim, thank you for the book. In fact, here's your card you sent with me. See how nice my audience is? You guys rock. Anyway, it took me a while to get to this subject, but hey, I'm here now. So what I want to do tonight is I want to say hi. Hello, people. I gotta tell you, Randall and I today, we went canoeing. Yeah, we did. You should have saw us there. We were in the canoe with Grover, our dog, our little dog we brought. Grover always cries during baths, so I wasn't sure how he was going to handle the canoe. But you know what? He was such a trooper, man. We put him in the water. He flailed around, and he's kind of blind. So he was like looking up and paddling and everything. And he was so cute. But you know what? Right now he stinks. He's getting a bath pretty soon, people. Yeah, he is. That doesn't have anything to do with our topic, but I thought I'd share. Hey, Tommy. Everybody else coming in. Glad to see you. Angie. Virginia, and whoever else is in there. I can't see. Sorry, my eyes are still kind of blurry too. Yeah, they are. So here's the thing. Have you ever had a thing in your life where you did something, it connected you to somebody in a way that you didn't think you were going to be ever connected, and it ended up in an interview on Bible News Radio? Well, that is exactly what happened to my guest tonight. Yeah, it is. So about 2 years ago, I was introduced to this phone call for Legal Shield in the morning. You guys know I sell Legal Shield. And anyway, I ended up on this phone call that I kind of shouldn't have been on, apparently. But we won't tell anybody. And I stayed on the call because it was such a good call. And Lynette Mckinley is one of the women that I have met on this call. I guess it was last year. I actually got to meet Lynette when we went down to Utah for the Legal Shield convention, and got to hear her testimony, which we're going to share a little bit about that tonight. And anyway, you know, when you're on the phone every day with somebody and you're being held accountable, eventually you end up being friends, right? I mean, so tonight is actually kind of cool for me because Lynette is the first Legal Shield person I've actually had on the show. She's not here to sell Legal Shield, although she's sold it way longer than I have. But she's here because she's a coach. And not just any type of coach. She's a Trim Healthy Mama coach. She's actually a John Maxwell certified life coach as well. And a couple other things. So I'm super happy that she is here with us. So Lynette, I want to welcome you to the show. Glad you're here. There you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure to be here. Very excited. Been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yeah, well, you know, it's great. I love that background of yours. You know, it's so prestigious looking. Just sitting in front of your pool.
Yeah, well, I tell people it's only halfway cheating because it is my backyard, but that's not where I am right now because I would not want you to see my messy office. So
I hear you. Mine's, well, everybody sees it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any pretense here. We all know I'm messy. Yeah, I am. All right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a break in like just a couple of minutes. But I would love for you to just share a little bit about your background. You are a coach. I mean, clearly you have a coaching heart. You're in Legal Shield, and so tell me a little bit about how did you get in Legal Shield, And how did you end up doing the coaching stuff that you're doing on both fronts?
Okay, that's a big question as far as how did I start off with Legal Shield? Because that was a long time ago. Back in 1999, my husband actually found Legal Shield, and we looked at it as an opportunity for me to be able to start a business from home so I could be a stay-at-home mom. And that's what I wanted to do. We had 2 young boys at the time. They were 3 and 5. And so we looked at Legal Shield and thought that this would be a great way for me to have a business from home, and did that. And now here we are 21 years later. The kids are grown and gone. And when it, and I was able to work, as little or as much as I wanted through those years. But what was nice was that, as they needed me less, I had more time. I could actually put more time into my business. So when it came time for me to go full time, I didn't have to go look for a job, because by that time I had built a business. So it's been really great. But through that, I learned that I love to train. I love to work with people. And because of that, it kind of led me on this path of coaching. And so there's been several different ways that that's manifested, whether it be in a small group through church, women's ministries, leading a lot of small groups. That type of thing has kind of led me to coaching on a one-to-one basis, which I had the opportunity to get certified with Trim Healthy Mama, and that's how I kind of landed there.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, see people. Sometimes, stuff happens. Okay, what about John Maxwell? You're also certified with him, right?
I am. The official certification will actually happen in August. We've gone through, we were actually supposed to be officially certified in March, but because of COVID, everything got put on hold. So we're going to actually have a virtual certification weekend. So it'll be a 4-day event in August. But we are certified now. My husband and I both are, and mainly because we love John Maxwell, what he stands for. We love the principles that he teaches. And it's just another opportunity to bring value to other people. And I feel like John Maxwell and what he does is such a good fit for what we're trying to accomplish. And so John Maxwell coaches, Trim Healthy Mama coach. My husband is an executive coach. He's certified through the ICF and finishing up his master's degree in leadership at the University of Texas in Dallas. And so we're trying to put different phases, I guess, of what we can do in the future as we go into semi-retirement. We can have a coaching business that we can do together as we ride off into the sunset in our twilight years.
I know. Isn't that great? You know what? Hey, I really love people who are coaches. I really do. Because you have to be a person who, who is self-developed, for lack of a better way to put that. I don't even know how to put it in a different way, but they're, like, I'm a therapist by training. I know you know that. I have my master's in clinical psychology. I practiced therapy for a long time, and I can tell you that a lot of therapists don't do their work, right? They use their clients to help them, which is some of the worst things you can do. Just saying, people, don't go to a therapist that makes it about them, okay? Just saying, don't do that. But being a coach, you're looking forward, you're being that encourager. And that's actually, frankly, one of the things I love about the morning call that we're on and that we met, and why I stayed on it, because I was like, oh my gosh, here's some people who actually they care. I held back that bad word, people, but you know what I'm saying? They care about, stuff, and it's really a structured call. And how that call's been going on, 11 years?
Yeah, it has.
11 years, people. Have you been on it the whole time?
No, I haven't. I didn't get on it actually until I had teammates of my own who got on it. And then I was kind of felt the pressure to jump on. So I've been on it for a little over 2 years now.
Oh, so you've been on it almost just a little bit longer than me then. Mm-hmm. It turned out I'm one of your favorites. I know.
You are. You make me smile every morning.
That's what That's what she told me, actually. She's like, you make me laugh every day. I don't know what it was that I do that makes her laugh, but hey, when you're talking to a group of people you can't see, anything goes, right?
That's true.
All right, everybody. So what I want to do is I want to encourage you right now to go ahead and share this out, okay? Share out the show or whatever platform you're on, because we're actually going to get into the Trim Healthy Mama stuff in just a second. But first, we want to thank our sponsor, which is Arbonne. It's Connie Summy today. Sorry, people, I messed that up. So we're going to go ahead and watch Connie talk about Arbonne.
Hello, everyone. I'm Connie Semi. I'm an independent consultant with Arbonne International. Just wanted to take a minute to share with you about our amazing products. We have vegan certified shakes. Our skincare is really clean, and so is our makeup. We also have non-toxic products for your babies. So check out my website, conniesemi.com, for more information and how to get a hold of me.
Back to me. Yeah, I'm back, people. So go to conniesummy.com. Okay, you guys, that's CONNIESUMMEY. Go there. Please learn about Connie's service, what she does with Arbonne. They have actually a lot of different products, right? They have nutrition products. They got skincare. That's actually what they were known for in the beginning, was the skincare products. They have essential oils, I think. They have tea. They have a whole bunch of stuff. So check out that. Bless our sponsors because they blessed us. Also, I want to let you know too, if you want to bless us as well, you can, you can become a pillar of our community, which means you just, donate $25 a month or more to the show. And Lord willing, hopefully by the end of the year, we will be nonprofit status, which would be super awesome. And we just appreciate anything that you guys can give. Okay. All right. So Lynette McKinley today is my guest. I'm super excited that she's here. Yeah, I am. And when I found out she was a Trim Healthy Mama coach, I had no clue what that was, really. And so I asked her if she would come on the show to talk about it because Kim sent me this book right here, this book here. And so Lynette, tell me a little bit about, I'm sure you know about these people, right? Because you're a coach.
I do.
So you want to tell us a little bit about Serene and Pearl? Is that who these people are?
They are two sisters.
Okay.
They are from Australia, I believe, but they live in Tennessee. They're not far from you, right outside Nashville. Oh. And they actually came up with this program, and I think they came up with it, children between the two of them. They had children that, because of the way they were eating, had nutritional issues, teeth problems and things. And so they went on a search really to try to find a healthy way to eat. They were led to scripture. They just really started seeking, what God's word said about how we should eat, what we should eat. Should you eat meat? Should you not? All the different things. And through their study of scripture, they came up with this program that we've all come to know as the Trim Healthy Mama program. So it's based on scripture. These ladies are not medical professionals. They are two sisters. Now, they've gotten a lot of education through their own research, and I know they've talked with a lot of medical professionals, but the program itself, they're not. They're just two women who put this program together, and it works. And they have an incredible following. Thousands and thousands and thousands of women around the world, and men and children are eating on this program. And it's been great. When I finally learned about it, I decided it would be a lifestyle for me.
Cool. Well, you know what? I think you've pretty much convinced me to do it, because I have been, at the point where, I'm not a diet person. I know people tend to think that, but I've never been a yo-yo dieter. That's the truth. I don't go for fad diets at all. In fact, if it comes out of a can or a pill or something like that, I just avoid it like the plague, because I don't think that's how to eat. I don't. And you can't maintain it, right? But what I'm learning is that certain foods I really just can't eat. Unfortunately, dairy is one of those. I hate that. Because so many good dairy stuff, Yeah. So how did you get into it? I mean, so how did you learn about it?
Yep, there's a good story there. I'm 53 years old, and about 6 years ago, I noticed that I was just slowly, putting weight on, just slowly. And at one point, I realized I was the heaviest I had ever been without being pregnant, and thought, okay, it's time to do something. And so I used to be able to, I was the kind of person that if I started putting on a little bit of weight, I could, jump on 2 weeks of the South Beach diet or something like that and just drop 7-8 pounds, with no trouble. The last time I had tried to do that, which was probably in my early 40s, I went the first 2 weeks, didn't cheat one bite, and didn't lose 1 ounce. And I was so discouraged. I was so frustrated after that time that I just kind of gave up and just said, forget it, because it was real discouraging, because my body just quit responding the way it used to when I was younger. So now here I am in my, mid 40s, and, I've started inching back up again. And so I decided to go on I'm sure you and your readers have heard of the Daniel Plan.
Yes.
Saddleback Church, and they, put together this program through, that's called the Daniel Plan, not the Daniel Fast, but it's the Daniel Plan. And they have a small group curriculum, DVDs, a book, and all that. And so I went through that and really liked it. And it's a very reasonable, very healthy way to eat. And I started losing weight. And then, of course, the coaching started as far as, let's do, small groups. Let's do, let's get some other people that we can, help, So we started doing that, and I started losing weight, but then I hit a plateau. And it just wouldn't budge. And by that time I had started walking regularly and whatnot, but I hit a plateau. Well, my sisters, similar to you, bought me this book for Christmas, and I didn't touch it until the end of February of that following year. And when I finally picked up the book, I started reading it and realized that it was very similar to what I was doing in terms of eating whole foods and eating good food. But there was just a couple little tweaks that if I took what I was already doing and tweaked it to be on this plan, I could be on this plan. And so I did that. And then I broke through the plateau and I got down to my goal weight, and I was able to maintain it for 5 years without really any effort. And like what you mentioned, it's not a diet. And that's what I love about it, is once I realized what this was and how I can eat like this, I made the decision that this is the way I would eat forever. This is my lifestyle, the way I eat. And which was encouraging for someone like me, because I'm a foodie. I'm passionate about food. I love food. I celebrate with food. And if you can be that passionate about what you eat and be on plan and lose weight, then that's a win. So I really liked the plan. Go ahead 5 years later, maintaining my weight, no issues. I'm getting a little older. So now I have some hormonal issues that started popping back up, and I started putting weight on again slowly, even though I'm on plan. So I had to start doing some research and learn that there was a lot of ladies in my age group that were having similar challenges. And so I find out, well, how are they tweaking the program again, to be able to make a difference when you're in your 50s. And so I've started moving the needle again with a few different, tweaks, but that's pretty much my story. So that's where I'm at there. Coaching came along as a natural byproduct because I love what I do. A lot of people know I'm doing this, started doing small groups. And then the THM ladies came up with a certification program about a year ago. And I thought, well, do I want to do that or not? And I thought, well, I'm already coaching. I might as well get the official certification and be able to at least, not that I want to make it a big portion of my business, but if you're going to spend the time and assist people, you can make a little extra money on the side,
Sure.
But at the same time, it's really about being able to coach and know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think that is so cool. And by the way, everybody, I do want to tell you, this is my personal opinion for what it's worth. If you're interested in a coach for this, you should hire Lynette. That's why I want her on. Because look, seriously, I know this woman. I can vouch for her integrity, and I know she knows what she's talking about, and that's why I'm having her on the show. I could have easily got these authors on the show for the book, but you know what? I didn't want to. Just saying. No offense to the authors. It's just nice to, actually know somebody who knows it, who's lived the lifestyle, and who I there's a lot of people that have integrity problems. Lynette is not one of those. So just want to say, if you're interested in hiring her to help you with this, then let her know. By the way, how can people get a hold of you too if they want to do that?
The easiest way is through our website at
servantcoaches.com.
Yes, servantcoaches.com. Thank you.
I only knew it because it was on the screen.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the easiest way to get a hold of us is servantcoaches.com. And there's information about, my husband and I and myself and what we do, but Trim Healthy Mama is on there. You can actually order the books through our website, and we have a link, to be able to do that. So you can learn a little bit about the program, but I just encourage people to do some due diligence, because this program, one of the things that I think is awesome about it is that you can modify it based on your lifestyle. If, whether you have, they have different personas they talk about in the book. If you're a drive-through Sue and you tend to eat a lot of, fast food, everything's, got to be quick and easy. You don't have time to cook. all the way up to the person who loves to cook and takes the time to cook. If you have a big family with children, you can feed your family on this program, without having to make a special meal for you. You can all eat the same types of things. You can just let your kids have a few more, items than what you might not eat. You can modify it for a husband who might have a much bigger appetite than you. So a whole family can eat on this plan, whether you're on a tight budget or, resources are unlimited. It doesn't matter. You can modify this program to make it work for you. And I think that's really important because, it's got to work for you, long term if you're going to stick with it.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? I totally agree. I think that, and that's part of the interesting thing. Like me and Randall, okay, it's just us. We don't have a big family. Randall can pretty much eat anything. It doesn't matter what he eats. He's always had this metabolism. He doesn't gain an ounce until lately, when in his mid-50s, because he's 56 years old, people. Yeah, he is. Anyway, I know some of you in the audience are older than that. Most of you, actually. Me and Lynette are still not that old. Just so you know, I'm still the baby in the. But anyway. But like Randall, he'll eat a whole pizza, like with cheese, like the whole thing. He can eat the bread, the cheese, all that. If I eat that, I would be like, it wouldn't be pretty, people. Just saying. Yeah. So but anyway. So yeah. There. Forgive me, I'm slightly tired. Although I would have to say that Randall did really good today rowing me, because yeah, he did. He rowed me a lot. He almost rolled me out of the canoe, by the way. You should have seen how much water got in the canoe, Lynette. I mean, it was amazing. I had to probably bail out like 3 gallons of water.
Oh wow! Did you wear a life vest?
I actually didn't.
No.
But Bearfish, did you want to say something in your defense?
Well,
I'm sure you did.
Well, yeah, that's just when you had gone to decide to get us away from the bank anyway, and just it's kind of tipped on that side, so
Yeah.
it happens.
Notice he didn't deny eating full pizzas.
No.
All right. Well, anyway. All right. So part of, okay. So you actually said in here that there's a part like, okay, about the drive-through thing,
Mm-hmm.
All right. Mm-hmm. So if somebody has that issue, and I don't have that issue, I used to have that issue. I dropped 60 pounds though, not going and eating fast food, because that's all I ate for a long time. But if somebody has that issue, what would you tell them? Well,
first of all, we try to take the way their lifestyle, how they eat now, and take, we might be changing what they eat, but as far as if you're a drive-through soup, it's because you need something quick, easy, fast, convenient, you're in a hurry, you don't have time to cook or prepare. And so we got to make sure that the program is adaptable to that type of lifestyle. It's more a lifestyle issue if you're a drive-through soup. If so we're going to make sure it works for you. But if you're the type that, say you're a foodie and you love to cook and you have the time to do that, we want to make sure that you get what you want out of it as well. So really, it doesn't really matter. It's about adapting the program to the lifestyle that you need.
Okay. So then, like when we talked before, when I was setting this up with you, so you're talking about how some of the plan is basically you don't eat like carbs together with protein and all that. Explain that a little bit, because I actually find that very fascinating, because one of the things Randall and I did was we actually stopped eating 3-course meals. We stopped eating, the vegetable, the potato, and the meat. We just stopped doing that. And when we cut out meat, for the most part, although I have to admit I do eat meat, but for a while there we cut out just eating meat. I felt a lot better, and I think Randall did too, but what's the reason to do all that?
So the program is based on protein as the center point of your meal. And then you either add a fat or you add a carb, so that's the fuel that you're going to consume is either going to be carbohydrates or it's going to be fats. And so the thing that makes THM a little different is that you just don't mix the carbs with the fats. You always have protein, So it's going to be a lean protein if you have the carbs, or it can be a fattier protein if you're going to go with a fat-based, fuel. So to make it simple, I could have, what we call an energizing meal, which would be an E meal, would be something like a grilled chicken breast, steamed broccoli, and maybe some brown rice or a sweet potato. So in other words, very low fat, but I've got some very good, nutritious, nourishing carbohydrates with the brown rice or the sweet potato, right?
Okay.
Or I could have another type of meal that's an S meal. The S meal is going to be satisfying. So in that case, I might have a baked chicken breast with the skin on. I might have broccoli with butter on it. And I might have a spinach, like a creamed spinach that might have cream cheese and some Parmesan. So it's much fattier, but that's a good, healthy meal on this program as well. The key is you don't mix your carbs with your fats. So if you separate them out, you can pretty much eat almost anything, just a matter of whether you eat it together or not.
Okay, so you don't mix carbs with fats. All right, so I want to see here. Hold on just a second. I'm going to pull this up. I need to show this to you. Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, so yesterday, or I think it was, you sent me these. You
Yes.
sent me a picture of this. Tell me about this, because I didn't ask you on purpose, because I wanted to ask you here.
Okay,
So what is
those are chocolate banana muffins.
Ooh.
And they are E's, meaning they're energizing, and they don't have hardly any fat. They're almost fat-free, not quite, but they're very low fat. The carbohydrate that's in there is oatmeal. So oatmeal was ground into a flour, and I have a bullet. So you grind your oatmeal into flour, and there's egg whites in there. There's fat-free Greek yogurt. There's the cocoa powder. There's the sweetener, and then there's chunks of banana. And they bake up delicious and moist, and they're very satisfying and hearty, but it's very low fat. And so that's a great snack. It's a great breakfast. And but that was what I made on that morning.
I want them.
They're very good.
You should send me the recipe. Is that recipe in the book?
It is.
Okay.
It is in the book.
I will look in the
Yeah.
book. I should read this book.
You should. And if you get on my Facebook group, I do have a Facebook group that I keep it private from the public so that people can ask questions and things in there. But it's called Our Trim Healthy Mama Facebook group. And in there, I post a lot of the pages that the recipes are on and a lot of photographs of what we cook. And then people make a lot of comments and make suggestions about things they've tried, things they enjoy. And that's one of the benefits of coaching too. We have a private coaching Facebook group so that you can, just have a very small group of ladies and be able to exchange ideas and, share recipes, share things that work and what doesn't. So.
Okay. I just searched for it, but I didn't find it. You said Our, O-U-R?
Yes, Our Trim Healthy Mama. It's one of those ones that you have to request to be able to join.
Oh, I don't see it though.
I'll send you the link.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I feel special. Okay. Anyway, so now what about the keto diet? See, my doctor keeps telling me I should do the ketogenic diet, which I absolutely abhor. I don't like it. I think it's evil and of the devil. No offense if you like it, but for my body, it is not a good idea, in my opinion. And I've been doing intermittent fasting. So how would this work with like that?
Okay, so keto is, I agree with you. I know a lot of people that are on keto, they like it. For me, it would not be a long-term solution. It might be something I could do for a little while, but it's not something that I would want to do long-term. And there's a lot of research that shows that keto long-term, might impact your adrenal glands, that type of thing. Thyroid issues can come from that. I guess the point is you don't want to feed your body the same type of fuel indefinitely. And the reason why Trim Healthy Mama works is that you mix it up. You mix up the fuel, just like, when you work out, and if you're always doing, the same type of exercise all the time, your muscles become, they have a memory and they don't, so that same activity isn't going to be as effective working out over the long term. It's the same premise with the Trim Healthy Mama, idea is that if you mix up the types of fuels you're feeding your body, it keeps your metabolism revving up. It keeps it burning hot so that you can continue to burn stored fat. So it's kind of like if you were to eat a meal that had fat and carbs in it, your body can only process one type of fuel at a time. So it's going to burn up the carbohydrates first. So it's going to work on the carbs. Then it's going to shift to the fat that you ate. So then it's going to burn the fat, burn the fat. Well, then by the time it does that, it's time to eat again. So you've never forced your body to be able to go after the stored fat. By giving it one fuel, it'll burn through that, and then it still needs to continue to burn. So you're forcing it to burn the stored fuel, and that's how you actually lose weight. So by giving it one fuel at a time, it's kind of forcing that process along. Keto, if you enjoy keto and you have a lot of keto recipes that you enjoy, you can make keto is basically our S meals.
Okay.
So you could look at keto as the S meals, which are satisfying. I kind of use the example of the E meals, the energizing meals are kind of like a South Beach diet meal, because South Beach are the lean proteins and the good wholesome carbohydrates, with a good balance. So that's kind of the two there. You have two different types of meals. One's similar to keto. One is similar to the South Beach diet. That one is the satisfying, the keto is satisfying with fat. The other one is energizing with the carbs. And so you just mix it up and it works.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. I know for me, I get bored eating the same food.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like hamburger. I'm not a big steak fan. Okay. Just don't, because I don't like, it tends to get stuck in my teeth, which I don't like a lot. I don't eat a lot of hamburger. I tend to eat chicken more than anything, but chicken can get super boring, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, it can. But I like avocado,
Yes.
and I like vegetables. I don't like all vegetables, though. Some vegetables I despise with a passion, people. But,
like what? Which ones do you despise?
Well, I don't like tomatoes. Well, that's actually a fruit, technically.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of tomatoes. I don't like the texture, but like zucchini. I don't like zucchini. Squash. I don't like that. Ugh.
Okay.
Slimy textured food like that, Okay. I don't like it. But like cauliflower, broccoli, corn, carrots, I don't like carrots. Peas I like. What other vegetables are there? I don't know. I love potatoes.
Beets.
What would you say?
I said hundreds.
Hundreds what? Beets?
Yeah, Brussels sprouts, cabbage.
I like cabbage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay. So maybe it's because I didn't grow up eating a lot of vegetables.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be it. So what's your suggestion there?
Find what you like and eat more of it. There's plenty of vegetables out there. I have a niece who I think she thinks the only vegetables out there are potatoes and corn. And those are her too. So the very high starches. You can eat, corn with some of the E meals on our program. White potato is the one thing that, even though there's some nutritional value, it's really not helping us. If our goal is to lose weight, it's not, helping us with that process. So white potato is pretty much out while you're losing weight.
Right.
Once you get to goal, if you want to have occasional, white potato or something, fine. But it's, that's probably the only vegetable, potatoes, that you wouldn't eat a lot of on this program. But everything else, you have a pretty good opportunity to eat as much as you want.
Huh. I should probably do that then. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, let's see if we have any questions from our audience here. I see Tommy is in the chat room over on Periscope. So, Pastor Tommy, do you have any questions? Just curious, because for some reason it looks like I'm not sure if Periscope is working right or not. But if you do, let me know, okay? And then over here on YouTube, Jeannie, do you have any questions? I know there's a couple other people over there too. So hopefully if you have any questions, you can let me know. Let Lynette know, because she's here. She knows everything about this Trim Healthy Mama diet. Wait, let me look at your face. Do you really? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. One of the things, Stacey, is I think that it's something that, I didn't want a diet. I didn't want to just lose weight and then go back the way it was. And I think that when people take a look at this program, I think that once they understand it, it's something that they can embrace and say, okay, I can live on this. And to me, that's a win. That's what I want to be able to do. It's healthy. I feel great when I'm on it. I've had several physicals since I've been on this, plan, and my blood work comes back incredible every time. Great cholesterol, great this, great that. And so I feel good. And if it's something that you can live on indefinitely, then it's something that's worth at least looking into.
Okay, so somebody named Jim McKinley has a question. Actually, Jim, you know what? That's a great question because you know what? I love Mexican food. His question is, how do you handle Mexican restaurants? I think that's your husband, right?
It is my husband, and he knows that I get mad. I'm not, when he wants to go out to eat, it's like he always wants to go to Mexican. Now, there are a lot of things you can eat at a Mexican restaurant. We've got a great place here. We're in Longview, Texas, and there's a great place called El Sombrero, and they have fabulous salmon with the chipotle butter sauce and grilled asparagus. It's awesome. But the corn chips, unfortunately, are probably not going to work for you if you're trying to lose weight. So what I'll do is when I've been at my most desperate where I wanted something crunchy, I would bake and make my own chips or have something that's unplanned and take it in my purse. And so I can eat my salsa and my guacamole at the restaurant. Otherwise, I don't do the tortillas, but chicken fajitas with the vegetables. There's salad. There's so many things at Mexican restaurants that you can eat that are on plan. Most of them are going to be in an S setting, meaning it's going to be fatty because you can't control the amount of oils and things that they use, but they're totally on plan. So you can definitely go to Mexican restaurants and enjoy the food.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you can really go to a Mexican restaurant, but you can't eat all the chips.
You can't eat all the chips. But you shouldn't do that whether you're on Trim a Healthy Mama or not. Just saying.
This is where I blow it because I love, okay. So recently me and my friend Jennifer, she had her birthday party. We were at a Mexican restaurant and one of our friends ordered, it was so good. Oh my gosh. It was this guacamole stuff and it had tomatoes in it. But it was mostly guacamole with a little bit of tomato in it. But whoever made it, they put this amazing lime flavor on it. Oh my gosh. It was like, I won't say to die for because I certainly wouldn't die for it. But you know what I'm saying? It was one of those foods that was super good. But how do you eat that? You just like in a restaurant, hey, can I have your guacamole salsa thing? And you just eat it by the spoonful?
I have. We went,
really?
we went to On the Border last night. As a matter of fact, we eat out a lot, and that's another thing that's important. If your lifestyle, has you eating out a lot, this is a plan you can definitely eat out and be on plan. So when we were On the Border, I ordered a chicken breast with Swiss cheese melted on it, with peppers and onions, and grilled vegetables, which in that case was squash, which I love. So that was a great thing for me. And then they ordered the fresh make at your table, guacamole. And I just kept scooping it on my plate. And I ate probably half of it.
Yeah.
But it's on plan and you can do that. Now, like I said, if you can't eat the chips, when you're trying to lose weight, but if you bring something that is on plan, that's crunchy, you can do that. And like I said, I've done that several times.
Okay. So tell me what that would be. Cause you're like the keto doctor, he's like, hey, you can't have any potatoes. You can't have any bread. You can't have any carbs. Why don't you just shoot yourself today? Cause that's like, you can't eat anything like that's good for you. Like, supposedly it tastes good. Okay.
There are some things you can buy in the store that are on plan. There's one type of cracker. It's called Flackers, and it's made out of nothing but flaxseed. Okay. And to me, they're great. They're very sturdy. They hold up well to heavy dips and things. So you could take them and eat guacamole with that, or a cheese dip or something like that. So that's one option, but there's several options in the cookbooks. They have 2 different cookbooks that have lots of recipes about, on how to, you can make your own crackers. But then there's also things like store-bought tortillas and store-bought pita bread that is on plan that you can bake until it's crispy. And so you can have crackers that way as well. So there is a lot of options. So if you're a person that likes the crunch, you can find things that will satisfy that for you.
Well, like, how about pork rinds? Will they work?
They do. Okay, pork rinds are perfect. Yes.
Okay, because that that is a fat, but it's a low carb thing, and that's basically what the keto doctor recommends. But my problem with that is too much salt. That's my problem. All right, and Sharon wants to know what vegetable will keep me full without meat.
Vegetables. Well, I would say a lot of the leafy greens for sure. As far as keeping you full, it's going to have some kind of substance to it. Sweet potato is a great one. I think that would help keep you full. So if you had grilled chicken breast with sweet potato, that would help keep you full. And just the quantity of vegetables, you can eat as much as you want. So we have a lot of broccoli, a lot of cauliflower. I make mashed potatoes out of cauliflower, and I'll add a little cream cheese, to that, maybe a little cheddar cheese, and that is very satisfying, along with whatever kind of meat you're having. If you're not having meat, fish, whatever. But those are some choices that I would have that you could stay full with for sure.
Okay. So I do like cauliflower, and believe it or not, I actually think cauliflower crust is good for pizza. I actually do.
Great.
I've had it, and contrary to what Randall thinks, he doesn't think you should eat it as a crust, but that's because he doesn't care for cauliflower, right? Barefaced.
Never said such a thing.
You did?
Well,
I just
actually
made that
have a
up.
I have a recipe for a cauliflower crust that has goat cheese in it as the binder, and it's delicious. And you can make a great pizza with that.
Ooh. Yeah, except for me and dairy. I can't really do dairy anymore. Dairy hates me. Yeah, it does.
Some people that have dairy problems find they can deal with the goat, milk, but maybe not for you. So that might be an option for some people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's any questions over here on Facebook. All right, so let's see here. Okay, Sharon said she's not a cooker. Mama Gina, are you in there? Do you have a question for Lynette? Tommy, do you guys have a question? Because I can't see anybody's questions if you do have anyone. Okay. It doesn't look like anybody's asking a question on Facebook. Okay.
Yeah. And for the person who's not a cooker, there are a lot of recipes and things that you can do that will, help you take advantage of some, pre-made grocery items that you can use to be on plan. And that's kind of the point of how I tried to start, was just to kind of encourage people that it really doesn't matter if you like to cook or not. If you, buy things pre-made and just, reheat at home, you can find things that are on plan, so it's definitely got a very broad spectrum for, people's, amount of time that they have, their tastes and dislikes and that kind of thing.
Now, what about like refried beans? Those are high in carbs, but would that be a decent thing that you could eat?
Yes, you could have refried beans if you didn't have fat in them. In fact, there's recipes for, red beans and rice or beans and cornbread in our program. But when you're eating the beans, you're just not going to have a lot of fat with it. So there will be a minimal amount of fat that you can use. So you wouldn't use the pork or the bacon to season, but you would be able to still have your refried beans, but you would have them with a very little bit of fat.
I wouldn't use, I'm not that type of cook. I wouldn't cook up my bacon fat and throw it on there. I would not do that. But what about bacon?
You'd be fine.
So I could eat bacon?
You can eat bacon.
So bacon.
I eat bacon a lot.
Okay, bacon and eggs without like an English muffin.
So bacon and eggs are going to be fattier. So you're going to have a bread choice. If you're going to eat a bread with it, you'll have to have a bread choice that's on plan, which would be a very low carb choice for you. So there is a bread that is in the program that you can easily make even in the microwave, and you could toast that, have it on plan. So there are choices. There's muffins you could have one of those chocolate muffins with your bacon and eggs if you wanted. But there are a lot of things that you can do that give you a bread choice even when you're eating a satisfying fatty meal.
Interesting. All right. Okay. So I said at the beginning of the show that one of the things we were going to do was find out a little bit more about your testimony. And you mentioned here that that these ladies, they actually scoured the Bible for how to do this. So how has doing this impacted your testimony at all? Or has it?
I'm sorry?
Or has it? I don't know.
I don't know if it's impacted my testimony so much as given me opportunity for ministry, I would say. I feel that even with the amount of coaching I've done to this point, it's been exciting for me to have the opportunity to be the encourager, to share scripture with the ladies that I've coached, to be able to, even pray with them and pray for them. And so I would say that my faith definitely comes out in coaching for sure. Whether the person I'm coaching is a believer or not, I just feel like that just gives me such a great open door and opportunity to sow seed. And so to me, whether it's coaching for Trim Healthy Mama or any type of coaching, I think that that's a great opportunity to be able to, share what we have with others.
Yeah. And how long have you been a believer?
I was saved when I was I was 11 years old. It was 1977. And I came to Christ. My father and my mother led me to the Lord. They had had some significant marriage challenges. I was the oldest of 6 kids at the time. And my mom and dad had separated. They had filed for divorce. My dad was living outside the home for 2.5 years, even though we saw him all the time. It wasn't like he was gone, but he wasn't living at home. And he was a electrical contractor, and a builder that he worked for was a Christian, and was sharing with him, the gospel, and sharing with him that there was an answer to any problem he'd ever have in the Bible, and encouraging him to study the Bible for himself. And our background, the religion that we were a part of, didn't really encourage personal Bible study at all. So it was a new thing. The couple, the builder and his wife, were also reaching out to my mom. And she came to Christ first. A month later, my dad came to Christ. And then he came home. And the Holy Spirit had already prepared my mom that he would be coming home to stay. And so when he came home, their marriage was completely restored. And I'm very happy to say that this year they just celebrated their 54th wedding anniversary. And the time that they were separated, their divorce was actually held up in court for 2 years. It just kept getting in, with red tape. It kept getting pushed off and never got finalized. And then they pulled it because they didn't want to get the divorce. So after that, my dad, as a young child, was talking about me and my sister, and he was just telling us how, what Jesus had done for us, how he had died on the cross for our sins, and how we needed to be able to come to him and, ask him to come into our heart and be the Lord of our life. And, so we prayed then at 11 years old, my sister and I, and the other brothers and sisters were still quite young, but we got saved together in 1977. So it's been a long, long time.
Wow, that is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool, though. I love that. That was so cool. I actually just talked to somebody, in one of my networking groups, and they were sharing the same thing he was sharing how him and his wife, they got saved on the same day by 2 different people. And then they had to break the news to each other. And they're like, no way, that's amazing. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Randall, when marriages separate, as a retired therapist, one of the things that, that the research actually shows is that, first of all, if you're married more than once, generally speaking, it is harder to stay married. The second marriages usually fail at a higher rate. But the other thing is that most people regret divorce. That's most people regret divorce. That's actually what the research shows. And most people who have gone through divorce, they kind of wish that they hadn't, and that they had tried to work it out longer. I mean, when Randall and I were married, we are married. We're going on 28 years this year, but between our parents, there were 12 marriages, between his parents and my parents, and, and multiple divorces, obviously. And it was just something we knew that we didn't want to go down that route. What we had, though, was the Lord, and pretty much our parents didn't. So, but we were separated for 8 months during like our 3rd year into our marriage. And, and it was a hard time, but it was the best thing. So I love hearing stories like that. And, and I'm not old enough to be married 54 years yet, but I hope in time, as my hair gets more white, people. And I go, Sonny, hey, Randall, and I won't be able to hear him, and he'll be, what? I'm like, did you say something? And anyway, it's kind of that way now, actually. It's kind of funny. Marriage is a funny thing.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. My husband's hoping for 80 years, so we still have a ways to go.
There you go. Well, hey, you know what? I think marriages are awesome, even if they're hard. You know, they teach us.
Yes.
Did you hear what he just said?
I did.
Yeah. Well, you know who's sleeping with the dog tonight, right?
That'd be me. Well, the dog's sleeping with me. He normally does.
Yeah.
No,
he
I
does.
mean, every marriage is hard. If it was easy, you know, then we wouldn't have so many divorces. But you know, I've heard it said, and I think well said. You won't find it in Scripture, but it's marriages aren't made in heaven. They come in kits, and you have to put them together. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah. So anyway, I love that. Thank you for sharing your testimony. I think it's awesome, and I think more people hopefully need to hear that message.
Well, I will add one more quick thing that, you know, as a believer coming into my marriage didn't mean that we didn't have our own challenges either. My husband and I, you know, we've been married 32 years this September, which is incredible because we've only filed for divorce twice, which is true. So we have filed for divorce twice, but I mean, because of Jesus and because, you know, I think a lot of it is because I saw the example of what Christ did in my parents' lives. I knew that he cared about marriage. I knew he would heal a heart. I knew he would change a heart. And I saw it firsthand by what he did in my own family's lives. So when it came time for us to have our challenges, I couldn't run from that. I couldn't run from the fact that I knew that God wanted to restore our marriage and that he would do it. And that, you know, when we made the decision to do it his way, and, you know, when we made the decision to do and follow, you know, what the word said, it changed, you know, but it was that decision to do it, you know, the right way, do it according to Scripture, do it, you know, honor the commitment we made before God, you know. But it took that, it took the decision to make that happen. And, you know, ever since that was made, you know, I just feel like I live in a fairy tale life. I have an incredible marriage. My husband is incredible. He's absolutely the love of my life. And I'm so blessed to have him and our sons. And I know, and the other thing is I know that my sons now are 24 and 26. And I know they would not be the men they are today had we divorced. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that I wouldn't be the person I am today if my parents had divorced. So as hard as it is sometimes to continue to work through it, you know, it's absolutely worth it. I believe that because we went through such fire in our own marriage, what we have today is something so special and so valuable that we would have never had what we have today had we not been through that fire.
Yeah.
And not that I would ever wish the fire on anybody, but if you find yourself in the fire, you can make it through. And the reward for you to endure and get through to the other side is so far beyond what you can imagine. It's so worth it. And so that would be my encouragement to anybody who's, you know, feeling like they're feeling the flames of, you know, fire in their marriage.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's great. And, you know, it reminds me of John and Darcy Hoffman, you know, in Legal Shield. You know, they talk about the struggles that they had in their marriage. And I think that's honestly, that needs to be addressed, frankly, and I think Lynette, at least for me and Randall, you know, one of the biggest things that we've gotten as a result of doing this show, you would not believe the number of emails and friends that I have who watch the show who have thanked me and Randall for doing the show together as a couple. Because they love how I pick on him. Yeah, they do. But, you know, he picks on me back. Yeah, he does. Yeah. And there have been a few times we have had fisticuffs on the air. That's a true story, too.
No blows exchanged.
No, but but anyway, I will say Jim has asked, what do you take to eat when camping? That's easy to prepare. Hey, that's a good question because we just went canoeing for the first time. And you know what I brought? I brought cookies. I brought cookies. Yeah, I brought cookies and crackers. I didn't eat any of the crackers, but I did eat the 4-pack little chocolate chip cookies. That I did
Yeah.
have.
So is that my Jim asking that, or is that another Jim asking that?
No, it's your Jim. Yep.
Okay, well, we like to do a lot of foil dinners when we can. So that is perfect for the Trim Healthy Mama plan because you can pick whatever protein you want, whatever veggies you want, throw it into some foil with a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper or seasoning, wrap it up real good and put it right on your coals. And so we like to do that for dinner a lot. That's probably one of our favorite camping foods. And then when we go camping, I do prepare, maybe make a pot of chili and freeze it and then bring it along so we have stuff to eat that's already prepared. And it's just a matter of reheating it when we're out. So but foil dinners are the big winner.
Yeah. That's cool. For the first time, question mark. I'm not sure, Gina, what do you have a question for Lynette? Hey, Lynette is super cool. Look at that. Look at her. Is she great or what? I love her. Okay. Well, okay. And we're almost done. Can you believe this? Look, this hour.
I can't believe it.
I know.
It went so fast.
Didn't I tell you?
So I did want to mention, I do have a Facebook group or page, business page for Trim Healthy Mama. It's called Finding Food Freedom. So you can look at that and like that and connect with me on Facebook at Finding Food Freedom.
Finding Food Freedom. Okay, I gotta write that down. I need that. I
probably should have mentioned that earlier.
That's okay. I'm going to write this down. Finding Food Freedom. Yeah, I went canoeing for the first time, Gina. Yeah, I know. I know you came in late. That's okay. You had to work. I get it. This show is at an inconvenient time. Yeah, it is. Okay, does anybody else have any questions before we say goodbye? Or anything? I should hit the like there. I feel a little kind of. Is it normal? Okay, so you've been canoeing, right, Lynette?
Yes, many times.
Do you feel like kind of weird afterwards? Like you're kind of like floating still a little bit? I kind of feel like I'm floating a little bit still.
I don't know. Maybe you have a little vertigo. I don't think so. I don't think I've had that issue, except for sometimes going on a electric sidewalk at the airport. I'll keep feeling like I just got off of that after I keep moving, but not with canoeing.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe it's just my vision. It could just be my vision. I just got progressive lenses, which are.
I was gonna say you have new glasses.
Yeah. I tried to play pickleball in them yesterday. That was interesting. Yeah, it was. Good morning from Germany. Hey, Jarek, Abraham. Good. Hey, what time is it in Germany? Just curious. Now I'm all curious because it's 7:58 p.m. Central Time where I'm at. Love anything on water. Yes, floating. I know what you mean. Did you go for long? We went for, 5 hours. We were there 5 hours, I think. But we were on the water 4. It's 2:58 in the morning. Wow, you're up early. You couldn't sleep, could you? Well, hey, just watch the last 3 minutes of the show. It will put you to sleep. Guarantee it. Okay, that was bad. That was a horrible, rotten joke. Sorry. But, do you know what Ich liebe dich means in German? Do you? Ich liebe dich. Go ahead. Tell me what it means, Mr. German guy. Because if you don't know what that means, then I don't know if you're really in Germany. Go ahead. I'm waiting for him to tell me what it means. I know what it means. Ich liebe dich. I speak German, just in case you didn't know that. Ah, you knew. All right. I love you too, buddy. Yeah, I do. Thank you. I knew you did. That's what it means. It means I love you. Yeah, it was a good way to get the guy to tell me he loved me. That's funny. My stepdad was German. That's how I know that. In case you care. But anyway. Okay. So tonight we talked about Trim Healthy Mama. You've given us a lot of good tips on how to eat good. Well, I knew. Yeah, sometimes I just, the English Nazi over across the table from me.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
You're sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry in so many ways.
You are. You're so cute, though. Anyway, Okay, and the John Maxwell thing, it won't be, quote, official until August-ish?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But basically, so you came on here, if, people want to get your help, which I hope they do. I want your help. Help. Anyway, as a Trim Healthy Mama coach, you can do that. And of course, you're a Legal Shield person too. So, you guys are welcome to contact Lynette if you want to get Legal Shield from her, not me. That's okay. Actually, you've been in this like 21 years, something like that.
Yes.
And you're an executive director?
Well, you know how that level kind of bounces. It's based on monthly production, so I bounce a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Yeah. But she is super smart on the B2B side. What would you say is the best thing about Legal Shield? Just curious.
We get to sell peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what can be better than that? I feel like, we sell peace of mind, and I love what we do.
There you go. Hey, speaking like a true veteran. There you go. Oh, and she is a veteran, by the way, in the military.
That's right.
Yep. Salute you, Lynette. I don't know if I did it right, but I tried. Is it two fingers? Okay. Were you or three?
No, we won't worry about that. Don't worry.
Gotcha. Anyway, yeah, she is an American hero, a veteran. That's right. Now, where'd you serve again? I forgot. In the military, in the Air Force.
I was in the Navy.
In the Navy. What do I know?
Yeah. And Jim was in the Marines.
Gotcha. Okay, that's nice.
Which is how we met.
Oh.
Yes. Yep.
How is Mama spelled in Be Trim Healthy Mama?
M-A-M-A.
Yeah, you spelled it right. Here's the book. I'll hold it up right here. See this? This is the book you want to get. And you said there's 2 books though, right?
Yeah, that's actually the first one. This one is probably a better book. This is their newer and revised plan book. So this one is the one I would recommend if someone's looking for a book. And they can actually go onto our website, servantcoaches.com, and there's a link to order the books right from there if they'd like.
Can you hold it up a little bit more?
Mm-hmm.
Like more closer to the camera.
Oops.
Oh, you lost your thing.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Good.
So check that out, Gina, okay? Because, Mama Gina is a mama, and she's a trim, healthy Mama Gina. Yeah, she is. So there you go. All right. Okay. Well, hey, it has been fun for me tonight to have you on the show. And it's always fun for me to have you watch the show. Because you know why? Because you people are why we do the show. Without you, it would be just me talking to myself and barefaced. And who would want that? You know what I mean? So one last time, Lynette, tell people where they can get in touch with you. And then we shall wrap it up.
Servantcoaches.com or Finding Food Freedom on Facebook.
All right. The Trim one, Trim Healthy Mama, it's Froggy. It is Trim Healthy Mama, No More Fads. It's this one right here. And the authors, well, you don't even need the authors because I don't think there's any other books like this. Okay? So there you go.
Right.
All right. All right, cool. All right. Well, Lynette, it's been awesome for me having you on. I can't wait to see you. I hope maybe I could see you on my birthday.
Maybe soon.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Our convention is on my birthday.
Really?
It is. It's on October 9th. That's my birthday.
Nice.
So
well, we'll keep that in mind.
Yes. So hopefully.
If not, we'll try to keep that on the stretch call. We'll keep it on mind. Keep it in mind.
I'll get woohooed.
Yeah.
One of your favorite things.
I know.
All right, everybody. Hey,
all right.
I hope you guys have a good night. Remember, tomorrow night, Bareface is going to do some Bible study and something. I'm not sure what, but it'll be the Bible for sure. Thus, Bible study. And always remember, people, to be bold. As I always say at the end of the show, be bold, stand up, and go with God, people, because He loves you. And I want to thank you for tuning in. Talk to you later.